Rapụ nne gị ka ọ lara ụlọ. Nne rapụ nwanne gị ka ọ lara ụlọ. Ụlati.
Hello, good morning. Good afternoon, everyone. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm coming. Hold on. Hello? Good afternoon. Hello.
Good afternoon.
I'm trying to ensure that
Good afternoon, sir. Yeah.
I can hear you. But I'm just trying to ensure the speaker is connected. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you well now.
Oh, you can hear me. Oh, okay. Perfect. Good afternoon. Welcome to the first session of the training. Because of time, we are time constrained. You already seen the schedule of the meeting. So we dive straight into the training. So let me try to share my screen. And, okay. And come. Trying to seems okay. Can you all see my screen now? Can you see my screen? Hello?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Oh, okay, perfect. So if there is anything, I'll be checking the chatbot intermittently. I mean, so if there is any issue, you can just type it in the chat box. So let's get started. This is 12:10. So we can't wait for others to join. We already sent the meeting invite, and there are multiple reminders. So I believe that they will join along the line. So in my screen, let me just dive straight. So we already know that we are here for foundation course in business analysis. So I would just like to introduce myself. So my name is Ayorin Diajayi. So I'm actually the growth manager for Emerging Career, and my specialty is agile business analysis. So I'm also an emerging careers enthusiast. So you can probably see me when I'm talking about recruitment, and some other stuff that are related to tech. So, okay. So after the course, here are part of people that will be recommending their materials and their lectures to you, so that you can get further education. But before I dive deeper on the course, I just want to try to let us know that being a business analyst in an IT department or an IT organization is not the highest that you can strive for. I mean, it's not that after your junior B, you become business analyst and you become, let's say, senior business analyst. In fact, before you even become a senior business analyst, if you feel, you can also dive into product management. So be a product manager and a business analyst, they are very closely related. So it means that I'm talking about career advancement now, from being a business analyst to a product manager. It's not a must, but it could be something that you could aspire to be later. Number one, it could be something that, as you are trying to get your foot in, if you see an opening in product management, it is something that you can also apply for. I hope that is clear. So being a business analyst, we are usually the middle people. We are the bridge between the developers, between the project sponsors and the development team. I'm going to explain that better in the course of the course. So another one is that business analysts want to deliver precise requirements. All we are concerned about is that we just want to deliver requirements for the products. Requirements that what would be needed for the product to function effectively, normally. While product managers, they want requirements that add value the most. Get. So another thing is that, which the key takeaway is that this, as we as a business analyst, we have a kind of mindset called project mindset, while a product manager has a mindset called product mindset. That is, product manager owns everything, owns the developers, owns the scrum master, the tester, the quality assurance guy, which are also the testers, the business analyst. But the good thing is that if the product manager is not available, usually business analysts will step in. So it is most of the time, the last on the list is that most product managers started as a business analyst. So if that it just came to my head, and I tried to let me try to clarify things and also open your mindset in that area, if it is something that you're just probably hearing for the first time. So we've talked about opportunities, I mean, reasons to become a business analyst. So we've talked about it, and we'll just try to paraphrase it. So I believe that you are seeing my screen. So there is opportunity to liaise and network. It's a fast-paced career. Fast-paced career, I've already mentioned it. You don't need to wait in a position. From being a business analyst, you can jump to become a product manager. You can also, either before you become a product manager, you can take up Scrum Master. You can become a Scrum Master. You can become a requirement engineer, functional analyst. It depends on the size of the organization and the job function, but it's very dynamic, and it's a promising vocation with visible growth. In Nigeria nowadays, there are a lot of influx of angel and VC funds coming into our tech space. I mean, in particular, the fintech space. So as they are getting these funds, they keep on expanding their product. So they keep on expanding their products and services. So it means that along the line, along the line, there tends to be more opportunity. And whatever is happening abroad it will definitely come back and come to us in Nigeria as well. So a promising vocation with visible growth, opportunity to see the bigger picture. If you have worked in a team and you already understand what the product is all about and you deliver it, so you tend to see the bigger picture of the product. So if you deliver value to an organization, hello, kindly mute yourself. Okay, fine. If you work in an organization you work in an organization, there is high tendency of high organization visibility and respect, chance to be carriers of change. So one of the key aspects of being a business analyst is that you change so many things. There could be it could be a system change, it could be people's change or process change. Another thing is a gradual growth in communication and soft skills. No one is an island. We are all learning along the line. So you tend to pick up so many soft skills along the line as you are growing in your career. So exposure to multiple domains. I've already spoken about that. So imagine you are the solution analyst. You are the solution analyst, which is also the same thing as business analyst, because you are the interfacing between the business sponsor and the development team. You tend to recommend or try to recommend a kind of solution that will meet what the project sponsor is actually want to get done. If, for instance, now let's say a business sponsor want to deliver an enterprise solution that they want to use in their own system, and the person is saying that, okay, this is our budget and everything. But you as a because you have multiple domains, you can advise the person, do it like this, which we will still get to when in the further in the course. So recognition of professional competence. Imagine you started after with the training you already have, with the training skills you've acquired, you've practiced it, and at the end of the day you achieve CPAB. That's the highest in the industry, and you put it at the end of your as your suffix of your name. So you mean that what that means is that's professional recognition, professional competence. And the last one is an handsome remuneration. Nobody promises you that it's going to be that easy, but when you prepare yourself and you do the hard work, everything will fall into place. So having run through the key 10 reasons to become a business analyst, or to even to try to take this fundamental course and do your own research, that's the end of this. So let's now go into the course proper. This is course overview. So in today's class, we'll be looking at introductory to BA rules and the required skills. We'll be looking at business analyst career path, and we'll be looking at competencies of a business analyst. And we'll also be looking at the role of a business analyst play within an organization. And the last one on the list will be strategy analysis and stakeholders management. No. No, you can't. Okay, let me continue. I've declined it. So, so this is what we'll be looking at. These 5 core areas, and it will be serving as part of the foundational knowledge that you need to know. So week 2, this is week 2. So let me go to week 1 straight, since you already have the breakdown of the course. I mean, the area we'll be covering. So session 1, we have 5 lessons, like I mentioned. So introductory to the business analysis career. So this session will set the foundation knowledge in business analysis. It will set the foundation knowledge, the basic knowledge that you need to have, and what it takes to become a business analyst. That's what we'll be looking at. So we will look at business analysis discipline and functions, competencies, and the other things. So what is this business, the whole thing about business analysis? So hello. So I will be okay, because of time. The whole thing about business analysis, it depends on the definition that you are giving to it. But according to the IIB, that's International Institute of Business Analysis, that's the body regulating business analysis profession in the world, and they are in Canada, like I mentioned earlier. I mean, in last onboarding session. It's just the practice or discipline of enabling change in an organizational context by defining needs and recommending solution. You have to define the need and you have to recommend solution to that need. So meaning that you are the carrier of change. You are the carrier of change. Every business, either a for-profit organization or non-for-profit organization, you tend to carry the change. You tend to look at where we are now and where we want to be in their processes, in their system, in the way their people work, or it could be in terms of product enhancement. There is something, sometimes you could see, I've seen a role that mentioned business operation analyst. So you could be a business operation analyst. So it means that you are working as a strategist. Yes, you are still a business analyst, but you are tilting towards strategy. So you want to enhance change. It could be in terms of product development. It could be market analysis. So it depends. So you'll be a carrier of change. You define the need. Define the need, that is, what do we even want to do? After you define the needs, either by asking questions, by gathering your requirements, you now recommend, at the end of the day, you analyze it, you streamline everything. I mean, you prioritize it. Then you can now recommend solutions. And the solution you'll be recommending will be the one that can deliver value to the stakeholder. So it now depends on the stakeholder to now pick either number 1 or number 2 solution that you've recommended, and then develop that solution. They will just and provide the resources to effect that change in the organization context. So change could be in people, could be in the system, or processes. Processes is the way we do things in an organization. It's most usually written, like, okay, if this process, so if somebody's come and deliver what's it called, an item in an office. I'm just using that as a hypothetical scenario. Okay, the person will make the reception. At the reception, he will fill the logbook. I mean, entry and exit book. After that, he will go to the where he will be given a book, another book for logging item, and somebody will come and collect it, and they will go and keep it in the store, or to go and deliver it to the person that needs it, maybe the manager or something. That's a process. If it is not documented, somebody can just come and just enter the office straight and deliver, and because he knows the person in a situation where the person that is the delivery guy knows the person that owns the product. But because of familiarity's sake, if it is not documented, if it is not put in practical use, the person could just come in and go and deliver it to the person straight. So the person has jumped process. So part of thing you could do is to develop a process, effect the process in an organization so that people can follow the process. So business analysis career paths. Business analysis
Hello, sir. Hello. I don't hear you. Blind, what's up?
career. Okay, you can't hear me any longer. Sorry, I've muted myself. I mistakenly muted myself. Can you all hear me
We can
now?
hear you now.
Can you all hear me?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry
we
about
can, we
that.
can.
Sorry about that. Oh, sorry about that. I mistakenly did that. So, welcome, Abolarin. So I was trying to say before we go, this is just the foundation. So I was saying that the essence of being a business analyst that is a profession that commands change, that want to effect change in an organization. Like it could be, you could look at a process. Let's assume you are working in a process in a change department of an organization. You could look at that at the system and say, okay, what can we improve something? Maybe, for instance, now, because I don't want to be tilting towards IT too much, maybe in an organization that in a common customer service organization, for instance, make it to customer query within within go in there and start asking questions. Maybe, okay, there are now complaints, because you can't just go into a process, into a system and start scrutinizing it. Maybe that's what the management set for that department. But because there are issues, there are so many complaints from customers, and you know the essence of running a business is for customer sake. So there are so many complaints. People log their customer log the complaint, but no, they are not getting response on time. So you as a business analyst, you go into that unit, you look at the situation, you ask the process owner, what is the situation? They tell you something, and you go to another person, the person tell you another thing, you document it, you ask the customers, or you look at the data, the trend of the event. Maybe when somebody left the organization, that's when it started. It might be probably the person that was there before was handling the work effectively. Maybe the person is a people's person, but the person that is there now is not a people's person. It's just a kind of how it goes. You have to know all these things, you document it. Or it could be that, okay, we're supposed to implement a software, a system. The first one that I recommend, I explained, was like people. Like, okay, how do we probably, if it is people's problem, in that unit, there are so many, let's say there are about 50 complaints in a week, and you only have 2 people in that department, or you only have one staff in that department working. The person, it could be that, okay, we need to add more 1 person into that department, or we have 3 people there, or 4 people there, or 5 people there, but they are still complaining. It might be that those that are there, that are not doing their work effectively, you want to reduce them. That people's change. Or you want to change their orientation to work, if they are not people's person, if they are not customer centric. So you tend to look at that. That's people's change. System change could be like, okay, there are no structured, there's something we call a kind of system that you can implement. For instance, this cut-off-the-shelf solution called Zoho Desk is being used by this Zoho that we are using for Zoho meeting. There's another one called Zoho Desk. So that's Zoho Desk. You can use it to streamline your customers' communication into a particular unit. You assign task to each customer service representative. You get feedback. You get customer service rating. It could be that system needs to be put in place. So you are the one to look into what is already in place and probably recommend that, okay, we need to subscribe to what's it called, Zoho Desk, for our customer service department, so that complaints can be reduced. It could be that's what you are recommending in terms of solution. Don't forget that business analysis is a practice of enabling change in an organizational context by defining needs. You are looking at the needs, then you are recommending solution. Solution is now that, okay, let's buy Zoho Desk. Okay, Zoho Desk is more costly. Or the features is just too much. Let's buy something that let's implement our own. Let's build our own internal system to cater for our needs. It could be your recommendation. It could be, let's buy the cut-off-the-shelf, the existing solution, and plug it into our own system. It could be people, let's hire more people, or let's reduce people. Let's do reorientation. Let's send them on a course. It could be could be your recommendation, or it could be in terms of processes. Oh, a process. The people that are there, they do not know that, okay, if there is complaint, they're supposed to take the complaint to the product department or this particular department. They are just getting complaint, but they are not channeling to the appropriate department. So that's a process error, and you can also call it people's error too. So that's the essence of business analysis. You want to look at what is happening and ensure that it gets better. So business analysis career path, that's our lesson 2. I hope that is so. Let me ask question. Can you all hear me? Can you please?
Yes,
you can hear.
yes, I can.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yes,
So
I can.
I hope the first session is well understood in terms of how you can come in, And although I supposed to probably know, okay, don't worry, never mind. Okay, so you kindly mute yourself, Habib. So I'm just being practical, because you have to be practical in whatever you are doing when you get to an organization, when you are analyzing a situation. So having said that, so I'm going to go straight into the business analysis career path. So as a business, okay, before I go into that, who are business analysts? I want you to type what business analyst is all about before I okay. Can you just type, what do you feel business analyst a business analyst is all is? Who is a business analyst? If they ask you, based on our previous conversation and today's lecture, kindly type it just 2 minutes. In 2 minutes. No, anything there. Open my phone. Okay, sorry for the interruption. So I quickly attend to something. So please kindly type your response as soon as possible. I just want to see if you are flowing together, if you are understanding what I just mentioned now. Okay, the person that enable change in an organization. The change could be people, business process. Okay. About a change agent who identifies organizations and give recommendation for improvement in different value to stakeholders. Okay. That's fine. Okay, Habib, personal explain and analyzes business data needed to produce results in the organization. Okay, fine. Nkechi, are you there? Let me try to. Okay, let's continue. I couldn't hear from Nkechi. Okay, so okay, your inputs are highly appreciated. So it seems we are on the same page. So let me go straight. So according to British Gas, there are so many definitions of who a business analyst is all about. But in continuation of what the first introduction of what is a business analysis. So I'm now asking who you are now, or who do you want to become from being a business, from analyzing a business. You are now a business analyst as a profession. I mean, as a person, business analyst as a person. So business analyst role, according to British Gas, the business analyst role has the responsibility for investigating business situation. Like I mentioned the other time, you go into the customer service session You investigate the situation. Okay, there are so many complaints. Why? You start asking why question. You don't ask a question that will give you a yes or no answer. Why, which, what, all those questions you ask them in order to get information. You identify and evaluating options for improving business system. You define requirements, and you're ensuring the effective use of information system in meeting the needs of the business. So that's what a British Gas called a business analyst. So it's a role, or you are working, or you are responsible for investigating the business situation, first of all. And you need to identify and evaluate options for improving business system, business processes, people. You define requirements. Define requirements that you are coming up with something that you want to present. The thing that you are presenting is called requirement for the solution. You can't just say, let's do this. You have to also tell them the cost implication and every other thing. That's where you can now go and meet a project manager and say, we need to develop a business case for this option. Or sometimes you can develop a business case yourself, which we'll see later in the course. Business case, and say, okay, this is the way it's going to be, the cost implication and every other thing. Although business case development is beyond, it's not your responsibility as a business analyst, but sometimes you can develop it. You ensuring effective use of information system. Information system could be your IT system, could be normal information, a way of getting information from people in meeting the needs of the business. Whatever you are doing, it should be meeting the business needs. The essence of you being hired as a business analyst in the first place is to deliver value, to the organization, is to ensure that their system being improved, their processes being improved. They are getting better, they are getting competitive. It means that even sometimes along the line of your responsibility, you could be asked to do competitive analysis of the market. It's not beyond the scope of your responsibility. It depends on the company and your JD. So I'm just trying to widen your view around this business analysis of a team. So that's the definition of a which is quite all-encompassing. They are saying that you have to investigate first. When you identify options, you evaluate those options, yardsticks. You'll be benchmarking that option with so many yardsticks in terms of, it could be industry, it could be legal benchmarking, it could be environmental benchmarking, it could be in terms of, because when I say legal, industry, environmental, we are talking about compliance. Are you complying? The solution that you are recommending, is it in compliance? For instance, now you are a business analyst in a what's it called? You are a business analyst in a recruitment and talent management company for an oil and gas company. But because you as a business analyst, you have the mindset of probably saving costs for your employer. You've identified issues that, okay, things are not going well, but in the course of your activities, in the course of evaluating your options, if it is something that is industry related or that is being part of your contract from your clients, for instance, let's say your company has a client like ExxonMobil or Total, for instance, and you as a business analyst in that organization with others, that you are improving the process. You have to improve the process in such a way that it has to be aligned with your external stakeholder. So at the end of the day, you don't do something that is not industry standard, that is not compliant with the industry standard. One of the key things that I'm going to mention is that in an oil and gas sector, which I have also have worked with in the past, number one key thing is that you don't go offshore without having your medical fitness certificate. So, assuming that you have analyzed the system and you are seeing that people are going offshore without having their valid medical fitness certificate, and probably the reason was that, okay, once they come in, they do the test, but after passage of 1 year or 2, which the medical doctor say it will expire, they do not renew it. You as a business analyst, you have to review the option. I don't want to go negative now. You have to review the option, I mean the situation, and say, okay, yes, we've been doing this thing. Our people have been going offshore. There is no problem. But hypothetical scenario that there will be a day that there will be issue. Somebody could go offshore and go and die. That is when you will know that there is issue. There is issue. That is when we know that when chips are down, your clients will call you to come and take care of it, and everything will stop at your doorstep, because you are the business analyst. You are supposed to have given them, you are supposed to have identified the problem and evaluating the problem and provide solution of, solutional option. So that's just it. So I cannot really talk much more everything about it. It depends on where you are working, that will determine. Either you are working in the tech space or you are working in the traditional business space. So that is who you are, is that you investigate. When you identify problem, you now evaluate those. You identify problem, you identify solutions too. You now evaluate those solutions that can improve the business system, that can improve the people, or that can improve anything that can improve, so far it is making them from where they are to another place that is better. So that is the definition. So the third session is talking about business, the BA profession as a career, which you are just starting right now. The fundamental. The fundamental is saying that, okay, the fundamental is what we are doing now. Sorry, pardon me for that. So the BA profession career part, it has from, you can start from being a junior to become a lead business analyst. So we are going to be looking at the difference between a junior BA and a senior BA. A JBA to a senior BA, or to a lead business analyst. So before I go into that, it means that this is what this one is talking about, is career advancement. This is where you are starting from. This is the ladder that you have to climb. But another thing I'm going to also mention is that in Nigeria, and in many organizations in Nigeria, which majority of you have an idea about, you know that in Nigeria, employer want to save cost. They want probably someone that can do the work of two people. The people we call foreman in the construction industry. Sure, you all get. So it means that I'm trying to say that on getting the job, they could call the role a JBA, a junior business analyst role. But when you look at the JD, I mean job description, you'll be seeing that it's as if you are working as a senior business analyst or as a a core business analyst. That is to say, there might be no one to understudy. You might be the only person in that unit. You might be the only person in that unit. I've been in that shoe before. So it means that you have to have good foundational knowledge, and you have to also be inquisitive. You have to ask a lot of questions, work with a lot of network within Nigeria and outside Nigeria. Plug in yourself into groups, professional groups that you can ask questions. I could remember the first time I wanted to develop a business case. It was actually a tough one. No one to ask. No one to understudy. So, but you have to do it. You have to deliver, because that's the essence you are there. So you could start your first day at work as a BA, gong, not as a junior, not as an entry level. It depends on the JBA. It depends on the JD, but they could put a title as junior. But what is in that JD is telling you that you have to have more skill more than an entry level person. So because of time, so I'm just going to go straight into what this JBA, BA, SBA, and lead business analyst is all about. So number one, being as a JBA, you're actually not, you supposed to be working under a business analyst. That's the normal interpretation. That's the normal requirement. Normal thing that's supposed to happen. You are understudying. You're supposed to understudy BA before you can do some work. Good high level work. So number one requirement, function is that you'll be working most with colleagues. Colleagues could be, let's say for instance, you are in the development team. Could be software developer, could be product manager, designer, solution architect, and some other people in the team, and also the users. So you work with colleagues and stakeholders to investigate and model processes. You have to work with colleagues and stakeholders. Stakeholders, which we are going to look at. But when they call stakeholders and shareholder, they are two different things. Stakeholders are people that have interest in what you are doing. People that what you are doing can have impact on, can have effect on them, either positively or negatively. They are stakeholders. Stakeholders could be somebody that wants to give you that job, that want to sponsor what you're about to do. These are stakeholders. But shareholders are people that invest in a business. Maybe chairman of the board, executive director, blah blah blah. Those ones are the manager, your CEO. Those ones are your shareholders most of the time. So you have to investigate the current situation. You work with them. You don't work on your own alone. You work with people. You have to be people's person. You work with colleagues and stakeholders, like I mentioned, and what we'll be doing. We want to investigate where we are. That is the as is. I will type it as is, where we are. So when you do that, you model processes. Another thing that we'll be covering maybe tomorrow's lecture is you model processes, process modeling with your process modeling technique, your BPN, business process modeling techniques, using BPN 2.0. BPN 2.0 under you could use software like Lucidcharts or diagrams.net. We are going to be looking at that later in the subsequent classes. So you model processes. Model processes that you help a BA or senior BA, the person that you are understanding your department, to come up with something that anyone can visualize it, like organogram of a company. That's you could call that one business process, or a process whereby somebody, let's say in an ATM machine, the process that all the steps that involve when you want to withdraw that your money that you put inside your account in an ATM, from an ATM stand, all the processes from when you slot in your card to when you get your money, you can represent that one in a flow. That's what they call business process. That we call flow, information flow rather. But business process, when you now apply those flow into something that you need to stepwise approach to get a desired result in an organization, that's what they call model of process, business process model. So it means that you have to have the skill. So part of the thing you're supposed to have is that ability to use all those softwares, to know BPMN diagrams, their notations and everything, to come up with something that somebody can look at and say, oh, when you move from point A, okay, this is when you move to point B. Okay, you move to point C. Oh, this is this. So they'll be able to see it even without developing the solution yet. So using various business analysis tools and techniques, those are the basic things. Yes, if you have other skills, like you have data skill sets, you can probably analyze some data. Probably your boss, which is the business analyst or the senior business analyst, as the case may be, or the person you are just understudying. Let me just, because of, to avoid confusion, the person you are understudying, or your senior colleague, if there is something like that. So that from that, you can also help the person to also analyze the data that they've gotten, and you visualize it. So there is no limited to what you can do, but the truth of the matter is that you are not expected to do deep something. You are not expected to handle a project from start to finish from the onset. But when you understudy somebody, you can now start handling a project in full. Okay. So you can now start handling a project in full. So that is junior BA. So if you have questions, you can kindly ask me. Kindly ask your question because we are going to go for a break now. We're supposed to have gone for the break earlier. So
Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
okay. I can't really.
Sir, can you hear me?
Okay, okay. Go ahead. Let me.
Okay, yes. Just answer my question. I don't know. Two questions. You might have discussed it. Maybe I didn't get. Can you hear me?
Okay, okay. Go ahead, sir.
The first question is I guess since we've been having the classes, I think this is just like theoretical aspect of the training. Like, is
A what?
there like this is a theory, like you're just like doing theory of what we have to do, Abi? Like I'm thinking like there's a particular class or there's a how do I put it? There's a scheduling for us that would like practically take us through what we need to know as a business analyst. I don't know if you're getting me.
Sure. We are going there.
Okay.
We are
Okay.
going
And
there.
also, okay, thank you. And also, is there a way that a business analyst can be linked with data science, the data scientist, or data analyst? I think you've discussed that, but I just want you to address this one.
I've mentioned it. In fact, I also said it now. I said that okay.
Yeah,
I said
think you
something.
mentioned product design
Yes,
or product manager.
you know, this is you can't be what is this popular saying? They said master of all, jack of all trade, master of kinikon,
Staff no.
master of none. Sure, you get. You can't know it all because if you are a business analyst, it is good to just have an idea of little things. You know one thing very well, but you now know little things about so many things. That is just the way it works. So if you probably you have interest, because there's some job description that you have to have the skill of a data analyst, not a data scientist. A data scientist is more advanced. They are more predictive. They use predictive algorithm and technology to come up with what is going to happen later. But a data analyst is working with what is already happening so that they can see the future. So that's different. So you can't say because you want to become a business analyst, you have to also take the job of a data analyst. But if you have the skill set, fine and good, apply it. If you see the role of a business analyst, apply for it. But look at the JD first. When you look at the JD and it's requesting something related to, because the truth of the matter is that there are some roles that they want just two person in one. So if you have your skill set in data analysis, I mean, you can use your Power BI, you can use your Excel, advanced Excel, or Tableau, or whatever, what other tools. You can work with data very well. You are fine. The day that you are not doing your business analysis stuff, it could be something else, because most of the times you work with most of the time towards the management people. There are two business analysts. I wouldn't convince anyone. There is IT, but there is also a traditional one. So, but I don't want to be talking about IT alone because of some people here. Sorry, I'll get what you are trying to. I couldn't get your question very well, Abolarin. So, because some people have interest in IT, some doesn't have interest in IT. So that's why I'm trying to diversify in my talking. If you're a core business analyst, you can be working with the management. Management needs you to give them some data, to analyze some data. You can't say they should also go and hire a data analyst if it's not something that is much. It's something that you should be able to do. It means that you're exposed to multiple domains. I've already, even if you are working in an IT, you are an IT business analyst, you can pick up a Scrum. That's a way of developing solution, agile software development using Scrum or Kanban, but the most popular one is Scrum. You can become a Scrum master. What Scrum master will do is just to ask people, development team, and say, okay, what you are doing, are you doing it well? Is there any issue? They call it stand-up meeting, 15 minutes in a day. Sure, you get. So that one, you can call it, they should go and hire somebody that is a Scrum master again. But there are some in a bigger organization, that's their job. They don't do any other thing. But when it comes to our own country here, they expect you to have something else additional. So you as a business analyst, if you have a data skill set, fine and good, is an added advantage. In fact, I even recommend it based on my experience. That is what I can say about that. Have I answered your question, Habib? So, have I answered your question? Kindly unmute yourself.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
fine.
sir.
Okay,
Yes.
fine.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So now, because of should we continue or should we take a break a bit?
Good afternoon.
Okay,
Please,
okay, let's take afternoon. Oh,
You
okay.
mentioned so. Can you hear me?
Okay, kindly unmute yourself, Habib. Okay, Habib, mute yourself rather. Okay, go ahead.
You mentioned some business process modeling softwares, Dognet or something. I kind of missed out on these things you mentioned.
Okay, you want to, okay, diagrams.net.
Okay.
Diagrams.net. Yes, we are still going to look at it in our
Okay.
next diagrams.net.
Is that the only one?
No.
Okay.
No,
Thank
no.
you.
Yeah, so let's try to, okay, we are coming back by 1:30. 20 minutes break.